Okay.
They can control the delegate up to that point. They can send their delegates to Chicago or New York, wherever they don't hold the convention. But once the convention convenes
Starts.
and the gavel goes down and the chairman takes over, the state is out of the picture. The state has no authority over what that convention says, does, thinks, or concludes.
Okay. That's significant in my mind. Okay. So once that convention begins, the delegates have supreme authority, and they are. And I think you said it well last night. You said while at dinner that the delegates are more supreme than the governments they represent. Is that correct?
Precisely, yes.
Okay.
You see, the state government, even though the Constitution provides for 2/3 of the states to institute the process,
Right.
that is the only power they have. 2/3 of them can get it started.
Okay.
Once that's started, the states are out of the picture. Why? Because the state is the product of a convention. Every state had a convention to draw up their own state constitution and establish their state, and that state is the product of a convention. It's not the other way around.
That's very interesting. It coincides. It really does give a much greater responsibility to being a citizen. We
Yes.
really do. What is ultimately being concluded here is that it is the citizen that is truly stepping into James Madison's position,
Absolutely.
right? And being able to say, okay, well, yeah, this is it. And so it's not a legislative activity.
It's not a legislative process.
Right.
Legislative process ends when the convention begins.
Okay.
The convention creates legislatures and legislators. It creates governmental systems. The systems don't create the convention.
Okay. So once the convention begins, the convention is in session. All other restrictions, constitutional structures, executive branch, judicial branch, etc., those are put on hold.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so there's no
other authority.
right. There's no other. So if they come out with something that was not constitutional from the first Constitution, would the Supreme Court have a role in enforcing any of that if within the convention they said we don't have a Supreme Court as the product of the convention itself? Am I correct in understanding that?
Well, you're correct in saying that none of the three branches, either executive, legislative, or judicial, have any authority once that convention is in process.
Okay. Very, very interesting. I'm just looking over my notes. So tell us a little bit about interacting with legislators. What were some of the assumptions or paradigms that they had that needed to be changed?
Well, for the most difficult part, and I shouldn't say difficult, I should be happy that most of the state legislators who are organized and work with other states to get them to call a convention are some of the best people, the best guys in the legislature.
Well, yeah.
They're the good guys, really. And so I find myself in a position of opposing the good guys.
Well, exactly. Well, I just wanted to chime in just for a quick second, because that is somewhat of the awkwardness of this type of conversation, because those that are promoting a convention, they love the Constitution.
Yes.
They absolutely love it. There's no
yeah,
doubt.
and it's
they
in the
love Constitution.
Constitution.